Hey, what's up, Dean? Today we're going to talk about just general random stuff instead of what we're seeing in the market, what's going on in the market, and just everything in there. So, um, what are you seeing? What kind of customer support messages are we seeing from members? What are you seeing from your business side? Just all that
Uh,
general stuff.
Well, the big thing, Rob, I'm seeing on our support side, our chat side, I'm seeing a lot of people questioning about they want to be seen on voice search. So voice search again is now in the forefront of everybody. It's an important piece. And the other thing I'm getting at my other businesses is we're getting a lot of phone calls right now where they're saying that my Google business profile is not verified. I know it is because I've verified it. And so people are getting confused. They're getting mixed messages. Let's talk about how, first thing is most business owners don't really know that they're verified or not verified. Sometimes, I mean, they know they've done the Google Business Profile piece. They may have done it back when they sent the cards or they're doing video recordings. But how do they look at a current business profile in your opinion and say I'm verified or not verified? Because let's just kind of talk about that a little bit because I think they're getting misled by these calls that are happening.
There's two fronts to that. The best way to ever check and see if your Google business profile is live and existent, not necessarily verified, but live and existent, is Google your phone number. Google your business name and see if you come up from that because that'll at least tell you that your profile is visible inside of there. You could do the same thing on voice search. Hey, guess what? Find XYZ company and see if you come up inside of that search to see if you're even inside of that front. Like we've talked about a lot, there's a lot of these business owners that are getting these phone calls. And for most of our member base, they would have no idea that if they were verified or not verified. So I agree with that. A lot of it's a sales tactic. A lot of those guys are making those phone calls, are calling off of either a robocall list, and it's a robo call happening through, or it's just coming off of a call list where they're smiling and dialing and going through and doing it all day and working in the phone room.
Right.
Um,
I'm seeing, when you talk about it, I agree with you on the robocall list. What I'm finding is people are calling and they're doing a preemptive saying, oh, okay, we got a live one. And then they put you into their closer, if you will.
correct.
And then they try to
It's no different than it's no different than a timeshare. Because
right.
what happens inside of a timeshare, you get the guy, he takes you on the tour, takes you all the way through, and he's all nice to you, buddy, and he's going to tell his next guy that there. It used to happen in car dealerships as well, where you had a closer, you had a manager, they'd come in and they would that's how you got to them. Then all those different pieces that were stacked up. Sales have used that for years. We could go all the way back to Dale Carnegie. They taught this stuff.
There's a name that I mean, you think about it, yeah. I mean, and even before that, he took principles before that and brought forward. But yeah, it's very much the same thing. The other thing is they're trying to do a hard close too. They want you to
Yep.
make that decision. They're saying they're giving you a sense of urgency. Don't get caught up in that. I mean, I mean, that's the problem. I go, oh, I can't make that decision right now. I'm actually, I need to look at it. And they say, well, today's the one and only day I can give you this discount. So if you don't do it, you're not. Yeah, I mean, come on,
Oh yeah,
everybody. I mean,
that's like a timeshare. Well, this is a limited time deal. You don't know. We
right,
only have this many spots left. Come on, step right up. Let's get this done.
I know it, I know it. But the thing is, though, is less, like you said, though, if you actually truly Google your phone number, your business name, and you're not being seen there on that Google business profile, then you may have an issue. And
Correct.
you can deal with that yourself. You don't need somebody to do it for you. The reason why you're getting these calls is because they're going, oh, they're there. This will be an easy one. We'll get a quick $400 off of this poor business owner that's got so many things going on. They go, oh my gosh, I'm not being found or I'm not being out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly their whole entire thing. They're wanting to be able to create urgency, get you to make a deal, and be able to get inside of there. And inside of the world of marketing, marketers have made it very confusing for how everything kind of works. It's kind of like the voice search piece. Everybody goes, well, you got voice search registration, you have voice search optimization. Now you have AEO, which is the answers engine optimization. You have all these things that stack up. And really, it's all based on principles that we've used for years. I
Right.
mean, we're going to go back into the 90s, had some of that stuff start to stack up for this. but it's to where we've marketers have made it so confusing that no one knows where they are.
Right.
And the problem with it, and probably one of the big things I see inside of the support tickets that come through from members, is I'm still getting the phone calls, and those phone calls aren't going to stop because actually they might increase on you
Yeah.
because you're optimized now. It's no different than when I did hardcore SEO back in the day and we did big optimizations. You are now set up and you're ready to rock and roll for where they wouldn't have to do any work. So why wouldn't they come in? You
Right.
get these companies in India that absolutely love that because there's nothing to do, and they can convince that business owner. And I would say that probably the other piece I'm seeing on the voice search side or inside of the local SEO side is they'll go, well, look, my app says that you're not being found.
Right.
Okay, well, check that
Yep.
because their app might be correct. There might be some optimization opportunities. Depends on what keyword there are. It's kind of like, you and I beat up the whole entire industry for those little square boxes and had all those little dots all over it. And then the
Yeah.
industry decided after we beat them up, then they went, okay, we're going to make it round circle. It's like,
Right. Right. Well,
but
you know what?
that data is only good as what the data's put in and what the data source is.
Right. And
And
I,
my, no, go
but
for it.
no, no, I'm gonna say the biggest thing we do is we try to debunk everything that's being said out there. I mean, our business is not out there. They're not being seen. Yes. Why? Because they haven't done some certain things foundation wise with their name, address, phone number, that kind of stuff. But you're right. The phone calls go up when you're successful and people are seeing you. It goes up because now you're out there. I mean, it's an easy, like you said, it's the low hanging fruit, and the twist arm, do it now thing, or there's only two windows of opportunity to get your business out there, and if you don't do it today, you're going to miss the window until 6 months now. It's kind of like the old phone book technique back in the day when you had to be in the phone book and you wouldn't be able to get in again for a year.
At least
But
then
that's
you
not
were going
true
to
with
miss
the
the
digital.
print deadline.
Yeah, there is print deadlines, but back in the day, you did have a urgency piece. In the digital marketing world, you don't. You can get into it when you want to, and you don't have to do it
And
right
it
now.
takes time. So
Yeah.
you can get into it when you want to, but you have to make sure you give it enough time to be able to
Oh yeah.
optimize. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that just go, okay, guess what? I want it. I need it now. Why? I've registered. Why am I not on the networks? Well, some of these networks they do have schedules that they update their database only on certain days, certain weeks, certain
Right.
time frames, and some of that we don't even know yet because a lot of it is new for the voice search world. And then you have the AI search world that comes into the mix. So what I was going to say just a minute ago is
All right.
you have all these different search networks that all combine together now to be able to for everywhere where your business has to be found. And a lot of marketing companies and a lot of these data sets are all still on Google, and Google is dead the way we know it. And they're not the only game in town. And that, yes, they're a big game, but there's such a small piece in there. So you have to make sure that you're everywhere.
Right, and that's exactly right. I agree with you 100%. And the other thing too is when people are well, you talked about it takes time. We're starting to see a lot of our seasonal businesses start to come on, and and they need to start getting geared up now because they need to start having people finding them. The members that stayed with us and kept pushing information out, they're going to be a better spot than the people that shut down for a while and then they're going to try to restart up again because now they've got to get that whole momentum piece going again. And that's why when you say it takes time, organic does take time, but the rewards are so much better than just the old traditional marketing with coupons or mailers or whatever you want to call it.
Well, there's a big difference between organic and like pay per click or PPC or doing Facebook ads or doing Google ads or Bing ads or any of those things or Taboola or whatever you want to whatever ad network you want to pick on. But organic is going to be your long term play. Ads are where you get that instant results and where
Right.
it's done. I mean, typically for results, we're seeing people start to show up in about 7 days after everything's been confirmed and they have green check marks inside of their dashboard. We start to usually see some results in 7 days, but really that sweet spot's about day 90.
Right, I know, and the when we see the 7-day ones, usually it's in a smaller market area, less
Or
competition,
they're
that
an
kind.
established business that already did some stuff.
Right, right. We just well, we talk, you talk about established businesses. I want to make a point that we just signed up a new member that's been in business for what, 110 years, and they
Yeah,
they they realize the value of this. I mean, they've got name recognition, that kind of thing. So, but they still recognize the value of the digital, the voice search, and all that information of how people are finding you online. We have a couple other businesses that are 50 years older or plus, and they're all doing the same thing. They've recognized the importance of this. Besides the fact that new businesses are coming on because they don't have that name recognition, and but if they're doing all the right things, they get there just as fast as the people who've been there for 130 years,
they do.
kind of thing,
I mean,
you know?
it's kind of a crapshoot for where you are because you might be a 100-year business and you might have all kinds of shit out there that's absolutely wrong.
Right.
And a new business is going to kick your butt because they don't have to fix all of that. It's kind of like we had a member who put a request in yesterday and he changed his business name. And it's like, okay, well, we have to go through and we have to tell the networks that that old phone number used to belong to this business. So that way the data parts can all get matched up. There's lots of little things. And that's where working with your marketing coach is going to be really a big piece because if your data is not correct, it's not going to turn into the advertising that you're looking
Right.
for to get you to be able to thrive and survive.
Right. And that's part of that trust factor that we talk about in our three pillar piece. It's not trust with the customer, it's the trust with the algorithms to say, yes, that's, there's a whole trust factor there as well. Do you agree with that,
Well,
Rob?
I agree with that. I mean, you have content, you have the pillars of content, authority, and trust, and they're all each intertwined completely, just like the networks are. So
Right.
you have to
Exactly.
have that piece, and you have to be able to stack your data up right.
Right. Exactly. So, but no, but that's what I'm seeing. Some recent uh,
Some
information on
recent
people.
support tickets.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, in fact, I
that's
opened
good.
one this morning that was on there. I want to be found. I'm not being found on voice search. How do I get there? You know,
Right.
and
Yeah, and what amazes me is we are I think we're one of the only companies. Actually, no, there's a couple other companies that do it where our pricing is right on the website. You can get there, you can look
right,
at it, and you can start that process and really get it going. So I
right,
think that's really key for where everything is. And be careful out there. If you're a business owner and you're looking to be able to get your business found, and you're looking to be able to gear up for your season or gear up for 2025, however you're looking at it right now, what kind of business you are, be careful with it. Go to Bing, do a search for your business phone number. Go to ChatGPT, search your business phone number. Go to Gemini, go to Google, go to Yahoo. Look and see what is out there and how you're ranking. That phone number is going to be a really big key for it. If you don't show up for your phone number, try your business name. If neither one of those come up, hit us up on chat. I mean, you can talk to us. And if you ever want to come onto one of our podcasts, we'd love to have you as
oh,
well.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. I
you can ask any
love the
marketing question.
yeah, I love when people come and they talk to us because that stimulates us and say, I've never looked at it quite that way. I've never seen
Correct.
that, and because that's what we do. We look at the data. We look at how the search engines are working out there, that kind of thing. So it isn't just, oh, this is what worked 10 years ago. It's now in the last year it's changed. I don't know how many times. I mean, we've pivoted 3 times in this last calendar year on how
You
things
did.
are being done out there.
Oh, I mean, you had a lot of stuff that ended up happening. You had AI search come out. You had AEO, which is answer engine optimization, which has kind of replaced some, or, SEO the way we know it. And you had the voice search piece that came out. So if you look at the last 5 years, there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
We used to be dependent on Google and used to be super Google dependent. And now we don't really do much with Google.
No, we
I
don't.
mean, we'll do a little bit with Google and we dab in, but we're way beyond and go way beyond Google, which I think is extremely rare for marketing agencies because everybody has their head so far up Google's butt. And I mean, they're getting kickbacks like crazy, and no one's thinking about Bing, no one's thinking about Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, no one's thinking about all these other places and how they all intertwine. And when you get those to intertwine right, you improve your Google listings as well, which it's all a great big huge connected network. And
Right.
um,
Exactly. I mean, Google's just part of the pieces now. It isn't, when we first started this, they were probably 80% of the search volume for businesses. I would guess 70 to eighty
and I,
percent.
I saw a study they're probably about 30 to 40% now.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
take out their sub projects of voice search and AI, you take that part out, and it's there. I
Right.
mean, the other piece is with the way AI has came out and did a lot of the stuff inside of the search. You got to remember, People aren't going to your website like they used to. They get an answer from an AI right there inside of the search engine.
Right.
And they get that and then they go on to the next thing. So you have less chance of converting somebody if your data is not in there correctly. You're not being mentioned by that AI.
Right, and you just talked about something that's really interesting because we the website is really part of that whole process. Again, it's not just you have to start at the foundation. You have to get your name, address, phone number, which is what our search engine, our listings engine does. We're not a search engine. We're a list. We provide we're an aggregator.
Could be a search engine. We have enough data points.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that's the foundation. Don't give me that. Quit laughing at me. You know how I am. This old brain doesn't work like
You
your
want to go
brain
down the
does.
road and create a search engine?
Yeah, let's go do that. Or heat engine. That's in my old.
I built the search engine back in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. See if you'd have stayed with it, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we? But anyway,
No,
I digress. We have fun with each other, but you have to start that foundation, and then you have to put that information out on social media, or on other media sources. And then you have to tie it in with your website because it's all part of that whole process. Like you said, it takes the whole, if you will, it takes the village. It takes all that information to really get you out there.
it does. I mean, it's one of those things to where you have to put the work in. You got to make sure you're registered on all the networks. So when you work with someone like Simply Be Found, or you go to one of the aggregators out there that do it, or citation services, I mean, you got to make sure you're going to the right set of networks. Don't just focus on voice search, but make sure you focus on all of the networks that
Right.
are going to bring that value. So that's your registration piece. Your next piece is going to be social media, making sure you're posting at least 3 times per week inside of your social media world, and bring value. Don't just say the same thing of, hey, I do X. Don't, I mean, you got to bring some value into it, answer some problems you solve, bring that piece into it. That's where the social piece is why we came up with the whole social media suite in the first place. Your website piece. Your website can be built on Wix. It can be built on GoDaddy. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be a business card website with a blog. As long as it has a blog and you're posting once per week and you're talking about real things that you solve as a business, you are going to be able to solve 99% of your digital marketing problems.
Right, exactly. So, I think you've covered it. I think that's the biggest things we need to talk about right now. Unless there's something else
Wait,
that you want to dive into right now at this point.
no, I think that was good for this podcast. So let's go ahead and let's take it live, and we're going to start doing these podcasts more. If you're interested in joining us on the podcast, hit us up on chat on our website at simplybefound.com, or send us an email to hello@simplybefound.com. We'd love to hear from you and have you on a podcast to ask any questions whatsoever that you want to ask.
Right,
That we kind of just have general conversations. That's what the huddle's about, is having conversations about business, about marketing, and about sales. So
perfect.
if you're interested in coming on, and if you want to get your business found by more customers and not only just survive, but thrive, check us out at simplybefound.com.
Thanks, everybody.
Anything else?
Nope, I'm good. Have a great day.
All right. Have a great day.